So I want to go ahead and make a quick video talking about future reruns and their banners, as well as if you should roll on Cobalt B and Ruby. So with the announcement of Ruby, we actually have a few hints on what's going to happen in the game. Since Ruby comes out January 22nd, and that's so far away from Annabella, I believe this is strategically placed because Ruby is going to end right when 2.3 is about to begin. So for 2.3, I believe our premier character will be Alice, as well as having a Frigg rerun at the same time. But due to the Ruby rerun, we might be seeing Saki a few weeks after Alice. And this is where things start to get interesting. I believe we're going to have a dual banner, probably Umi and Fenrir, with Lynn being the rerun during those banners. And maybe during the last week of 2.3, we could get a Lyra and Tion rerun. Now this is unlikely, but they might want to try to rerun all the characters we had so far at least one time. So once we go into 2.4, they're most likely going to start over. So with Lon and Icarus being the first characters to come out in 2.4, you might see a rerun of Frigg and Cobalt B. And once that second rerun happens, they might get added to the standard pool. So with all that, let's go ahead and take a look at our first rerun, Cobalt B. And if all this is true, it's looking pretty bad for Cobalt B. Annabella out the gate is looking like she can rival Cobalt B at a 6-star ascension. Now our 2-piece matrices set is actually not bad, but the only problem is that the targets need to be debuffed for it to work. And if you were planning on rolling on Cobalt B matrices, I recommend that you probably just roll on Lyra matrices and get a 2-piece of that, since there are no conditions for it to activate. Plus, Cobalt B might be hitting the standard pool sooner than we think. So unfortunately, Cobalt B is a pass. So now let's go ahead and talk about Ruby. Now Ruby the character is actually pretty good and she pairs up very well with Annabella, but there is this character called Lon, and Lon will most likely replace Ruby. So if you have Ruby already on your account, I don't recommend getting any higher stars, and if you don't, you probably just want to use someone like King until Lon comes out. So now let's go ahead and take a look at her matrices. Now Ruby's matrices are actually really strong, and this is one to where you can consider picking these up. Now one downside is that these do not work in the background, but they're very easy to activate by casting a skill and attacking 2 times. But now if we take a look at Lon's matrices, these are better than Ruby's, but remember these are the CN versions, so most likely they will be nerfed. Also, these matrices are kind of set up for balanced teams, and that seems something that they're trying to push in the game, so these may not be nerfed that badly. Plus in 2.4, it's going to be easier to get your 4-piece matrices set with the new system. So unfortunately, I have to say for Ruby, I recommend that you pass, but depending on your situation, you could consider getting those matrices. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm correct or completely wrong? Let me know down in the comments. But if you enjoyed this, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way it can spread more on YouTube. But other than that, talk with you guys later.